I left you some hot water.
Don't worry about it. I'm in enough hot water. You expected someone else?
A good place to come and think.
They're going to convict him, aren't they? They have to.
Any news about the trial?
Jury's still out.
Well, Alexis did a good job knocking down the DA's case. I think he got a good chance.
Is that really what you want?
Yeah, of course.
For me to go free?
Yeah.
Because your new roommate wants the opposite. The girl, Starr Manning, she's staying here, right?
Yeah.
Why'd you lie to me?
Clay's still your favorite? Guess I can tell your mom you're eating something.
The jury will say that he's guilty, right? There's no way they can let Sonny Corinthos walk around after what he did to Cole and Hope.
You can never tell.
Thought I would see you at the trial.
I'm sorry, I was working on something. I'm sorry you had to go through it alone.
I wasn't alone.
Yeah, the Corinthos kid.
How do you know?
You're staying with him. Obviously, you think you can trust him.
I can.
It's gotta be a little awkward at the dinner table. You know, obviously he doesn't want to see his dad convicted.
Yeah, he wants to believe that his dad is innocent, but I know how that works. I was in the courtroom. I was watching the jury, and they believed me. They're going to say that Sonny Corinthos is guilty.
Well, you know, the police here, they think they've done everything they can do. At the end of the day, it's in the hands of the jury now.
How do you live with it if you know that it's wrong?
It's just the way the system works. And I'm willing to accept that. You gonna be able to handle it if Corinthos walks?
Do you want to order?
Look, I wanted to tell you about Starr when you saw us at the trial together. It's just...
But you let her lie to me.
She was emotional, Dad. So were you. It didn't feel like a good time.
How long has she been staying here?
A couple weeks.
I told you not to have any contact with her.
I know.
And you know she blames me for the accident, but you still invite her to stay here.
She wanted to be in Port Charles for the trial. I'm the only person that she knows here.
There are no other hotels or anything in Port Charles?
After the accident, I promised I'd help her out.
So, you're helping out a girl that you barely know, Mike.
Dad, I know what it's like to lose somebody you love.
So you're helping her out because you feel sorry for her. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Is that all? Is that all it is?
I was watching Michael's father in the courtroom when I was talking about what had happened to Cole and Hope, and he was so calm and unattached, and he killed them. John, he doesn't even care.
The jury may not see it the way you do, Starr. So I'm gonna ask you again. Are you gonna be able to handle it if Corinthos is acquitted?
I can't even think about that. The idea of it is so unfair.
Yeah. It is. And it happens more often than it should. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the bad guy wins. You have him dead to rights, and they beat the charges because of a technicality or a slick lawyer or a payoff.
Like my dad. Do you think he's going to get away with killing Victor?
He might. Just like Sonny might get away with what he's done.
Is that how the world works? Everyone just goes around hurting people and ruining their lives.
Look at me for a second. All right? There's a difference between justice and revenge. One will give you peace. One will tear you apart. It will literally eat you alive. Look what it did to your father.
I know that my dad is guilty. I'm not trying to defend him.
Todd could have his whole life back. He could have been surrounded by the people he loves. Instead, he couldn't wait to get revenge on Victor for what Victor had done to him. Do not let that happen to you, okay? You are a bright, talented girl, and the world lights up when you walk into it. Look, it may not seem like it now, but you have a great life ahead of you.
Without Cole and Hope.
Cole, I want you to take care of yourself. When this trial is over, you need to try to move on with your life.
And I will. Once Sonny Corinthos is found guilty.
Well, like I said, it's in the hands of the jury now, and it can go either way. We should know soon enough.
Why would you ask about John McBain?
We don't know how long it'll take for the jury to come back. You don't have to wait in Port Charles for a verdict.
Yes, I do.
I know how much you cared about Cole and Hope. But they are gone. And Natalie and Liam are home waiting for you.
Natalie understands why I need to be here.
I'm not so sure I do.
I need to see this through for myself, and hell, someone's got to look out for you, whether you want to admit it or not.
To buy me donuts and to give my mom a daily report.
You know, when your mom calls, I tell her the truth. I tell her you are brave and courageous. And anything else you say to me, it stays between us.
Thank you.
You know, I may not be much of a talker, but I'm a pretty good listener.
It really does mean a lot to me that you're here, but I'm starting to think that that's not the only reason you're staying.
Star's a pretty girl, young girl.
Dad, she just lost her boyfriend and her little girl.
And you just lost Abby. You both have a lot of pain. That creates a bond.
Dad, there's nothing going on between me and Starr, okay? She's just a nice girl.
She wants me to pay for what happened to her family. You don't think the best way to do that is to use my son?
She's not using me, Dad.
Oh, you don't think she wants to see me spend the rest of my life in prison?
Once the trial's over and you're cleared, she'll realize that somebody else is responsible for the accident, not you.
Were you rational and reasonable when Abby died? No, you had a lot of rage. You were desperate to do what had to be done.
That was different.
It's not different. Pain is pain. You and I both know that if I beat these charges, Starr Manning is gonna have a problem with that. I'm just telling you, keep your eyes open.
Heather, no! Michael seems to think that you have some personal grudge against his father that goes before the accident.
Michael's got a pretty good imagination, and you got enough to deal with right now.
I'm only thinking about one thing.
Why don't you take the rest?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, no, you can, take him home to your roommate, all right? Put it towards the rent or something.
I'm sorry I was such a pain to you when you first showed up.
Seen worse?
It really is nice having you here. Knowing that someone from home's on my side.
Always.
Hey, I never heard you leave this morning.
I went for a walk.
What'd you get?
Donuts. Actually, they're from John McBain. I ran into him at the pier.
Ran into, or he tracked you down?
No, he's finally given up on trying to drag me back to Landview.
Was I right about McBain having a past with my dad?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely something there.
Well, it's probably best you weren't here. My dad stopped by.
He did? What did he say? Does he think he'll get convicted?
He didn't say. He mostly wanted to talk about you.
Who are you talking to?
My dad knows you're staying with me.
I didn't mean to make things complicated for you.
No, it's okay. I'm glad it's out in the open. I hated lying to him.
What did he say about me?
That you're angry? And you want someone to pay for what happened?
He's right about that.
He also said that you'll blame him no matter what the jury decides.
Well, he's right about that, too. I may hate your dad, but he's a smart man.
He also thinks that you're using me. Are you?
No better